Hello students, you are the future chartered accountants of India. We have discussed till nth perquisites the discussions in the last part. Today we are completing the last part of this salary chapter. Okay, first without wasting further time, we'll discuss the next perquisite. Car facility is also given to. If the car facility is given to employee by the employer, then what is the value of perquisite for it? If the car is used for office purpose by the employee, provided by the employer, then it is fully exempt. Okay. Note but the employer should maintain a record of each journey and issue a certificate that car is exclusively used for office purpose. That employer should certify that this car is used only for office purpose by the employee. That's it. That one he should certify that. That's it. Then car is fully used for personal purpose. Then if the car is owned by the employer, what is the value? If the car is owned by the employer, then 10% of the cost of that car will be taxed in the hands of employee. Or if the car is hired by employer, then the higher charges paid by the employer will be treated as taxable perquisites in the hands of employee. And if any driver is also provided along with the car, then that and plus the remaining the driver's salary will also be taken into consideration along with the car facility. Okay, then running and maintenance fees also met by employer, that is also to be considered as that perquisite value in the hands of employee. If the car is owned by the employer, 10% of the cost plus driver also provided, his salary also taken into consideration, and running and maintenance also provided by the employer, that's also to be considered to arrive at the final amount of taxable value. If the car is hired by employer, then hire charges paid by the employer, the driver salaries, running and maintenance paid by the employer should be taken into consideration. Okay, super. But this is a very critical case. If the car is used for partly for office purpose, partly for business purpose, partly for office purpose, partly for personal purpose, then what is the value of perquisite? We'll see. If the car, first we'll see if the car is owned by, first we'll see the car is owned by employer, and also the repair and maintenance also paid by repair, running and maintenance charges is paid by employee, owned by employer, but running and maintenance is paid by the employee. Then taxable amount is 600 per month from where he has been given the car, or 900 per month. Actually, when there is a discrimination, why there is discrimination? Because if the car facility, if the car's capacity is up to 1600 cc, or if the car facility is 1.6 liters, up to 1.6 liters, then 600 per month, that is a small car, that's it. 1.6 liter or 1600 cc, then 600 per month is a taxable perquisite. Or 900 per month means where the car's capacity is more than 1600 cc or more than 1.6 liter, then 900 per month will be treated as the taxable perquisite. Then employer, if the running and maintenance is paid by employer only, then taxable amount is little bit higher, 1800 per month or 2400 per month, where in which case 1800 per month we'll have to see if the car is a small car, 1600 cc up to 1600 cc. If the car is big car, then 2400 per month should be taken into consideration as a taxable perquisite. Car is owned by employer, R&M is paid by employee, 600 900. RM is paid by employer, then 1800 2400 depending upon the size of the car, the capacity of the car. Okay. Second case we will see, if the car is owned by employee, car किसका है? Car employee का है, right? Then running and maintenance is all paid by the employer. car किसका है? Employee का है, but running and maintenance is charge is paid by employer. The taxable value is running and maintenance paid by the employer minus 1800 or 2400 respectively. In case up to 1600 cc, 1800, more than 1600 cc, 2400 should be deducted to arrive at the final taxable amount. Okay, if the car is owned by employee and repairs and maintenance also met by employee, then there is no concept of benefit given to the employee, right? Personal car met to all the expenses are also met by himself, then where there is a where there is a concept of benefit, right? There is khud ka car, khud hi that benefit is borne by him, right? And there is no concept of benefit, so no benefit, no taxable. Okay, understanding, right? Super. Next, there will some note. If employer also provides the driver facility to the employee, then 900 per month should be added to the respective category, 1800 or 2400, 600, 900. Again 900 should be added to that. If the more than one car is provided to the employer, then it is used for partial for office purpose, partial for the personal purpose, then one car is treated as above rule. The remaining car should be treated, assumed as, deemed as, it is used as personal use. Then above concept of personal use ka benefit is there. No, that should be concept will be applicable. If the more than one car is provided, one car and both car is used as office purpose or personal purpose, then one car for the calculate the taxable amount should for one car is treated as should be computed as above phase, that is above this actually like this. The remaining car valuation should be treated as it is being used for personal purpose only. Remember, should be super. Then transfer facility for transport employee, for example railway employees, airway employees, for them transfer facility is given. For airway employees, railway employees, if the transfer facility is given, it is fully exempt. If other employees transfer facility is given, it is fully taxable. Simple. Then education facilities. If the education facility is provided to employee himself, then it is fully exempt. If the education facility is given to children of that employee, then it is fully exempt if the value of education is up to 1000 per month. Per child, education is provided in government employer's own institution or institution where employer is having tie-up. Employers khud ka education education institution is there where the employee's children is learning, and then that also will be exempt. Okay, or employer is having tie-up with any other government, any other education institution, the value of education is up to 1000 per month per child, then it is fully exempt, otherwise it is fully taxable. Okay, then for other relative of that employee that education facility is provided, then it is fully taxable. Note, if any amount is recovered from employee, then it should be reduced from the taxable amount as prescribed above. Simple. If the gas and electricity, water is also provided to the employee, then it is fully taxable. If the employee is provided with the gas facility, electricity facility and water supply facility, then it is fully taxable. If the free servant, domestic servant is also provided to the employee, then what is the value of perquisite? If the servant is engaged by employee himself and employer reimburses the same. If a servant is engaged by employee himself, then employee reimburses the same, then taxable value is the full, it is taxable for all the employees, because if the employer is not reimbursing the same amount, the employee will himself pay the domestic servants fees, right? So it is taxable for every individual. If the second case, if the servant is engaged, if the servant is appointed by the employer, then employee is not having any actually intentions to appoint any servant. It is that servant is appointed with the order of that employer, right? Then that employee might choose not to have servant, in other words. So this is taxable only in the case of specified person, specified under section 17 to subsection 3. Okay, subclause 3, because the employee can choose not to have that servant, right? So it is taxable only for specified employees. Who is specified employees? employee of a company who is also director in that company, director of the company. That's simple. Or second, employee is having substantial interest in the company, that is having a voting power of 20% or more in that company. Third case, employee is having a salary of 50,000 or more, excluding that monetary amenities. Apart from monetary actually amenities, if the employees are drawing a salary of 50,000 or more in that company, this is also specified. Is also considered as specified employees. Okay. Then any other perquisites is provided to the employee, it is fully taxable. However, the following perquisites are fully exempt. First one, telephone mobile bill reimbursed by the employer, fully exempt. Scholarship provided to the employee's children, it is fully exempted. Goods sold by employer to employee at reasonable prices, apart from those we have discussed, that is also fully exempt. Tax on non-marketary purchases provided by the employer, that is also fully exempt. Okay. Next, note number 15. Note number 14 we have discussed till now is perquisite. Now note number 15, the deduction concept from the gross salary. Professional tax. What do you mean by professional tax? It's simply called tax on employment. If it is paid by employer, then it should be first added to as income of that employee, because on behalf of employee, that employer is paying the tax on behalf of us, on behalf of employees. So it should be treated. It is something like that expenses foregone, like it is also benefit. So it should be added to income first, then we can claim as a deduction after from the gross salary. Okay, under section 16. Next, if it is paid by employee, it is not at all a benefit. It is our responsibility, right? So only deduction under section 16 can be claimed. After arriving at a gross salary, you can claim as a deduction as a 16. Okay, under section 16. Note number 16, entertainment allowances. It is fully taxable for all the employees. However, deduction is allowed only for government employees. List of the following: 20% of the basic salary only. You have to take only 20% of the basic salary or actual amount received in terms of entertainment allowances, or 5,000, whichever is lower. Lower amount of these three will be treated as a deduction amount, can be deducted from the gross salary only for the government employees, or other employees only taxable only, no deduction will be given. Okay. Next, note number 17, standard deduction. Standard deduction of 50,000 is available for only both an old and new tax regime taxpayers. Okay, simple. Then there is one concept of pay scale. It cannot be defined, but it can be understood with the example. I'll narrate one example. Mr. A joined XYZ company on 1st July 2019 on a pay scale of 11,000 1,000 13,000 1,500 16,000. What do you mean by that? Compute his basic salary for 23-24. 11,000 minus 1,000 minus, it's not a minus. 11,000 plus 1,000 is a per month ka salary. Okay, 1,000 in the sense 1,000 will be added in the next year. That means in the next year his income will be 12,000. We'll see that answer. From 1st July 2019 to 30th June 2020, his salary will be 11,000 per month as specified. Next July 20 to June 21, his salary would be 12,000 per month. That's the meaning of 1,000 pay scale. That is a scaling, increasing that 1,000. Okay, up to where? Up to till his salary reaches 13,000. After his salary reaches 13,000, then increment will be 1,500 up to 16,000. That's it. July 21 to June 22, salary would be 13,000. It reaches its caps right now. Then July 22 to June 23, then the salary would be 14,500 per month. Okay, because 13,500 he has reached his salary of 13,000. So now we have to add 1,500. 14,500 is a per month salary. Next, July 23 to June 24, his salary would be 16,000. 14,500 plus 1,500 will be 16,000 per month. Okay. Then what will be the basic salary for 2024? 1st April 23 to June 23, salary is 14,000. You can see 14,500 only for 3 months, right? 43,500. July 23 to March 24, 16,000. It has become salary of 16,000 into 9 months, 1,44,000. If you add those two, 1,87,500 will be the final basic salary for 23-24. Understanding, right? Simple. And hence I have called that this cannot be defined through terms, through words. It can be defined through only through an example. Okay. Then we'll see the arrears of salary. Okay. I have discussed this area of salary in the first concept, areas of in the definition part. So in that part I have discussed. We'll discuss the concept in the in the last part of this chapter. This is the last session of this chapter. Okay. How to arrive at the relief? There are 7 steps. I have written 5 steps, but there are 7 steps to compute the relief. What do you mean by relief? Arrears of salary. I have discussed there might be a situation where the enhanced salary will be received in this previous year, which is not related to this previous year. That it is related to any of the previous year. That has been enhanced in that previous year, but received in this previous year. And obviously, due to this enhanced salary, the income tax would be very huge depending upon the slab. So one of the relief is given to employees in order to provide one of the benefit for taxpayers. How to arrive at that relief? The first one, calculate the tax in the current previous year, that is 23-24, by including the arrears of the salary. Okay, understanding that. For example, I have taken one example. 23-24 ka salary is 10,20,000. Arrears salary received in 2010-11 ka salary is received in 23-24 is 1,03,000. Salary for 2010 and 11 is 7,10,000. Okay, excluding salary. Then step 1 says we should compute the tax on 10,20,000 current year's salary plus 1,03,000, that is a arrears of salary received in this year. That comes to after applying all the base slab. I have computed 1,55,376 after computing cess also, right? Cess, remember in mind. Keep in mind 4% of the cess. After computing cess also we should compute 1,55,376. The step 1 answer. Step 2, calculate the tax on current year excluding that arrears. But in this case, what is the tax amount for 10,20,000 is 1,23,240 after computing cess also, excluding that arrears salary. Okay. Step 3, difference between 1 and 2. In this case, 1,55,376 minus 1,23,240, 32,136. Step 4, calculate the tax for the year for which the arrears would have been received by including the arrears of salary. This means what would be the tax if the arrears of salary would have been received in that year only. For example, that's this 1,03,000 would have been received in the 2010-11, then what would be the tax in that year? In that year 2010-11, the tax rate will not be same as this 23-24. The tax rate for that prevailing year will be given to you in the question. Don't worry about that. We have to just keep that. We have to just compute the tax amount. I have just rounded. I have computed that tax amount by simply assuming. Okay, that comes to 1,08,837. Okay. Then step 5 says that calculate the tax for that year, that is 2010-11, by excluding that arrears of salary. That means what would be the tax on 7,10,000 excluding that arrears salary would be 78,280. Okay, next step 6, step 4 minus step 5. That means in the case 1,08,37 minus 78,280, that 22,557. Next step 7 is the ultimate step, that is the relief concept. Step 3 minus step 6. What is the step 3 here? 32,136 minus 22,557, that is the relief was 9,579 is provided to the relief given to that employee if he includes, if he means he should include, if he should include that amount of arrears of salary in his previous year 2024. He has to include that arrears of salary, right, in this previous year. What would be this tax liability? 1,55,376. The relief, how much can be given, can be deducted? 9,579. If the relief concept would not be there, then he should have paid. He should pay. He should have been paid. The tax amount should have been paid by him is 1,55,376. Due to this relief concept, under section 89, that he should pay only 1,45,797 is rounded up to 1,45,800. Okay, by including that arrears, and hence that area that by including that relief, hence that relief concept is the best concept. Okay, till now we have successfully completed the salary chapter. We go through these 4 parts again and again, revise 4 parts again and again, and do the questions, do the illustrations provided in the text material, and you will be in a better position to understand the concept theoretically and practically. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to follow me. Please please mention your doubts in the comment section, all the necessary Instagram or LinkedIn profile, or mail. You can also mail me. Okay. I hope this video has make a wonderful revision for you, and we'll see you in the next chapter, that is income from house property, in very soon, in a short period of time. Till then, see you all. Have a nice day. Signing off. Abhi CA Classes. This is Abhijith Acharya. Bye bye.